Hey girls, this is 8H, algebraic fractions. So we just need to remember some stuff about fractions. So from last time we'll remember that when we simplified fractions that had algebra in them, we looked at the numbers first. We said, okay, 3 goes into both of those. 3 goes into 12 4 times, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. So we took care of the numbers first, and then we put the letters that were the same together. And it was like having x over x, just that little green part. I could cross that out and I was left with an x on the top. And then we looked at the y's, and that was like having y over y. So we had a y on the bottom. Okay, and a lot of you could get to this without ever doing any of that work. So the rule basically is I'm allowed to cross out, or sometimes they say cancel or reduce from top to bottom if only factors. So only if I'm multiplying. I'll say to myself, okay, this is 12 times x squared times y, and 9 times x times y squared. So since it's only multiplication, I'm allowed to do this. That's the rule. Sometimes we have binomials, so now I have addition and subtraction, but I can see that really this is 5 times x plus 1 times x minus 1, and 10 times x minus 1. Do the same thing. I'll look at it and say, okay, here's the numbers that are right in front. It's this times that times that, that times that, so it's only times, and so I'm allowed to write that down as 1/2. And then I look at any binomials. By binomials I mean those things in the brackets, right? Any binomials that are the same. Well, since these two are the same, I can wholesale cross the whole thing out, and I'm left with just the x plus 1 on top. So the answer is just x plus 1 over 2. Now in this one I have to do a bit of factorizing because I'm not allowed, and I'm going to say it really loudly, you know, this is what's not allowed. So I'm going to write it in red. I'll write it up here. Not ever able to do this. I'm not allowed to cross these out. And I'm not allowed to cross that out. This is terrible because there's addition and subtraction. So I can do no crossing out here because I'm subtracting there and subtracting there. I don't have a binomial with brackets. So the first thing I have to do is factorize. So when I factorize the numerator, I can see that these two have a 7 in common. So I can factorize out a 7 out of each term. And the bottom happens to be the difference of squares. Okay, difference of squares. So I can do x plus 2, x minus 2. So I end up being able to cancel that and get 7 over x plus 2. You can put the brackets or not. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so when I'm multiplying and dividing, it's pretty easy. I factorize as much as I can. I rewrite the entire thing, so it's long work and lots of book paper. X plus 4, x minus 4. The times is there. I already have this factorized up here. And I'm going to first look for my binomial factors. Well, these are the same. These are not the same, so I don't cross them out. And I can say 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. Those are just numbers. And then I just equals whatever is left over. So there's a 1 there and an x plus 1. Put it in the brackets if you want. And on the bottom there's a 5 and an x plus 4. I think I'll write it like this, but it wouldn't be wrong if you wrote the 5 after the x plus 4. So that's the answer to that one. When you divide, you have to remember keep, change, flip. So it's x plus 1, x plus 3 over x minus 1. Nothing to cross out. Then times, keep, change, and then flip. Now when I flip, I'm going to take a 3 out of there. Okay, so I factorized and flipped at the same time. So there's an x plus 1, top to bottom, top to bottom. So I'm going to look at that. So I have x plus 3 with a 3 in front of it. And on the bottom I just have a 6. So I'm going to look at that. That's 1 and 2, so x plus 3 over 2. Okay, didn't give you a ton of problems. Those are the ones you need to do for 6H.